Guys, welcome back. Today we begin part 2. We have our subfloor, our fresh subfloor layer down. Nice smooth surface to work with. First step for today though, we got to go over here because if you remember correctly, I have a air conditioning vent that I need to cut down. So using a jigsaw and a drill, we will cut that out. Gonna pre-drill a couple slots. Perfect. Perfect. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. Let's see. I believe it's up. Nope, it is down. Alright, 4. That's okay. So there we go. We got our edge vent. We're gonna cut all this out. So ignore my extra prospecting holes. Oh, just gonna give it a little tap back, just like that. Get the vent back in the position. There we go. So come back. Saw. One more pass and we should be good. And then we'll dry test our vent. All right, so just like that, working it a little bit, I got the vent to fit in. You gotta be, like these air conditioning vents and stuff like that, they close. So it's easier to work it without your floor being down. Just took a lot of like, kind of hammering here, a little shaving, but we got it to work. So we're just gonna sand it down, vacuum one more time, and then we'll get back to laying our vinyl tile, and I'll start showing you how I'm doing it. So now you can buy these shims that you can put up and keep it off the wall, but I put down 1/4-inch laminate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a 1/4-inch shim for here and here, so we'll be good with that. So I'm gonna go cut some shims real quick, and then yeah, we'll get to work on laying tile. So we got my one shim up here to keep it off that, and I got my one shim here. And what we are gonna be using is a Lowe's product. It's a Smart Core premium vinyl tile. Looks like this. So quite beautiful. First tile is the most crucial. So what we're gonna do, come over here, get this into place. Remember, we're leaving a gap for expansion. That's why this shim is here. This is gonna be for our expansion gap. And yeah, so we want this just like that, nice and straight. Good. That looks good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take my marker. We're gonna mark right here because that's where we're gonna have to cut an indent because I need this tile to go up to here. So we got our mark, slide this out, Looks like maybe 1/4 inch. So we're gonna have to shave 1/4 inch off this bad, Larry. So what we're gonna do, yeah, 1/4. All right, let's try that. And that looks pretty damn good. Oh. Perfect. Just like that. All right, so we have our first tile in place. Stick our shim in there. Okay, grab our next tile. These like click into each other. So like this, just like that, just like that, boom. All right, so just like that, we have our first section. Like I said, we had to chop the top of the tiles there, chop the top of the tiles there. And now we got to top the top of this tile. So that way it all lines up. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna cut this and we're gonna strip the top. So let's go do that. Okay, so we got our lines marked. We gotta snip this off and then we gotta rip that so that way it all lines up. So let's start with this. Alright, so the last tile. Let's get this in here. Tuck that in. Just like that. Line it up. Beautiful. Got our gap over here, which is gonna get covered up by the trim. So we are good with the first layer, just like that. Looks beautiful. So now we're gonna start our second layer by cutting one right in half, because I'm not gonna line up my lines. I wanna have them staggered. So first things first, we're gonna take our tile, we're gonna cut it directly in half, and then we'll start laying our tile across. Okay, so we are going to, oh, I forgot the razor blade again. So save this because we might need it for the other end. So put that there. And now we have our starter piece. So just cut right in half. They're 24 inches edge to edge. So we cut this at 12. And don't worry about perfectly straight because every edge is going to get covered up because it's just how we roll. So just get this in position and you can see. Don't forget to vacuum each one because as you can see, dust. Like I said, you want it perfectly flat, so just give it a little quick vacuum. And like I said, we just want to go back over the spots so we know we're good. Okay. So put our shim in. So you just want to make sure your joints are very tight, especially at the beginning. It's hard. This is going to be moving because it's not that big yet, but just stick with it and make sure your joints are tight, because if they're not, you're just going to have problems in the end. So just take your time. You got some tools. You got this tool, which is great. You have this one. I love this one. And your rubber mallet, and just keep working it. So just like that, pop it in, get your lines straight, just like that. All right, guys, so as you're going through and doing this, you want to make sure you're giving plenty of hits, getting these tiles to seat perfectly together. No gaps in the seams. You don't want to see any white because that's area for future buckling after walking over it time and time again. And you also want to make sure you're hooking it onto the tile itself and not the edge pieces. If you hook into those, they will crumble when you hit them with the mallet. So make sure you're hooking onto the gray tile itself and not that little tan white piece that looks like a edge. Seams. That's the most important thing, I would say. You have to have tight seams, otherwise it won't hold together. Tight seams makes it look good. See? Crisp. Crispy. Crispy. All right, I'm gonna finish these 2 rows and then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do the next line to line up all my tiles. As you can see, we're making good progress on the floor. Now we've reached a point where we're heading to here, where our line's changing. So what I did is I put my first 2 pieces in. I'm gonna take them back out though, because I gotta start all the way from one end because they clip in like this. And it's just easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a measurement here. I'm going to measure from here to here, and then I'll add my gap. So the edge to that tile is 8.5. And from stone is 19 5/8. So, just like that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. That's perfect. That is looking really good. This isn't actually a grout line, that's just my Sharpie marker. If you do get Sharpie on it, Magic Erase Marker takes it right off. So don't stress. This off a little bit. Perfect. One more good hit. Get that seated all the way. Get in there. There we go. Card. Alright guys, it is the next day. We are back to work on this. We're going to start with our trim up here. I got my nice quarter round cut. We're going to put that there. But first things first, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. We need our AC in here. So we are going to cut out our AC vent. So if you remember, I made this mark. We're going to drill in here and pray that it's in the right spot. It is. Thank goodness. So, we're gonna now cut this out and gonna put our vent in so we can start breathing a little more. So let me go get my jigsaw and yeah, we'll get to work. Okay, so we're all cleaned up. Let's see, give it another test fit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we just need to get this guy, since it's a little loose. I'll start on this side. Good. Make sure that's all the way over, perfect. Oh yeah. Now we'll grab our mallet and just give it a little tap. Fully seat it. All right. Beautiful. Open, just like that. Beautiful. Now we're gonna get some nice, cool air. Love the way that looks. So now we can start our trim now that we're relaxing in a little bit of a breeze. Yeah, this is a PVC version, not like the wood. So that way it's a little more flexible, since the wood wasn't really that straight. All right, and with that, we have our seam over here against the stone caulked. We got our piece of trim glued in for the doorway. This stuff is all taken care of. So we are going to wrap this week's video up. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see more further into the kitchen project, we're going to be moving this fridge over here and building a pantry over top of it. We're also going to be running a water line from the sink underneath the floor and come back up over here. So that's going to be next week's video. So if you want to see that, please hit that subscribe button and follow along. If not, have a great day.